We wanted to show you some of the equipment cards that you'll see in the game. When a card has a star on it, it means it is one of the starting weapons of a character. So in this case we have a handgun, which would start with 8 rounds of ammunition. It also has a range of 1, which means you could shoot into an adjacent room. When you attack, you would be rolling with 3 attack dice. You also have equipment you can have that will modify the equipment. So in this case we have handgun bullets. This tells us that we could use it 1 time, and then it would be adding 4 bullets to our handgun. Notice that you can only have a maximum of 8 rounds in your weapon. So you would have to have 4 or less before we would use this. This icon shows us that the equipment needs to be in one of the locations where it's in our hand, so it needs to be in our hand to use, which is logical. This icon tells us what type of locks we could unlock. So as we go through the game, you will see locks, and they will have different color codes on them. So one of the things you'll be doing over the course of the game as well is managing equipment. So we'll show you a scenario when a character would be able to unlock this particular piece. Another example of a piece of equipment that would interact with the handgun is the scope, which would allow you to increase the range of the handgun by 1. So that's some handgun equipment. Combat knife, here's an example of a weapon that doesn't. You can only use it against characters that are in the room itself. The gas mask would allow you to go through rooms without taking damage from the fire. Flare gun is an example of where during the zombie spawning phase you could in fact re-roll the spawning dice. So if the zombie horde, for example, appeared on top of your group, you could use the flare gun effectively to distract them. Notice again, that's a one-time use type card. We have the fire extinguisher, which is probably a good thing since this house seems to want to catch on fire a lot. This shows that you can use it to eliminate a fire. If you have a fire helmet, what that shows is that if you have the fire helmet with the fire extinguisher, you can be more effective with it. You could actually remove 2 burn tokens. Okay. The symbol, the hand with the 1, is showing you that you're using an action point to use it. Okay. First aid would allow you to heal 2. You've got different types of equipment. Here's a first aid spray, so not quite as effective. But as we saw in the previous turns, you will be taking damage over the course of the game, so this will be big. Antidote, we do